Hey everyone, it's Wolfram here, and I'm going to do a video today on the Phantasm. I've had it for a bit. You've seen the videos I've already put up showing me doing various storyline missions. I got it purposefully so I can do storyline missions in high sec and try and grind out some ISK to pay for all the other things I do. And I've really enjoyed it. Great ship. It's not my first faction cruiser. The first faction cruiser I actually got was Cinnable, and I used that in my nullsec ratting. And it is a fantastic ship, Cinnable. But for this one, I wanted something a bit different. I wanted a Phantasm, and the difference is really with the Phantasm is you get a bit more tank than the Cinnable. Cinnable is like extreme high DPS machine. The Phantasm still has great DPS, doesn't match the Cinnable. I'll do a different video on it at some point soon, but I just wanted to show it off because I've been focusing a lot on the Phantasm recently, and going through the fit I'm currently using. So I've done a fair few storylines. I've not done the T10s yet; they're yet to come and have a go at because I don't want to lose the ship, so I'm a bit anxious about doing them. But I'm grinding out the others actually without difficulty, and I will take you through it. So firstly, this is obviously a Phantasm. It's one of the faction cruisers. They're not cheap. You will probably pay about 1.5 billion for the hull. And then the fittings, you're going to have to allow a lot for the fittings as well, but you do not want to go cheap on the fittings. Even said, I haven't still got some of the blue fittings for this ship because of their cost. But we'll look quickly at the details. Its role bonus is the fit shield field modules. I've got one. I'll take you through the shield field modules. I don't actually use it on this fit. I may have to use it for the T10s, but at the moment I haven't really found a particular need for it. The faction cruisers require you to be pretty heavily skilled into the things for their bonuses to get the full benefit from them. So advanced medium laser operation bonus, you get damage and laser tracking speed. The tracking speed is going to be really important. As is the damage, but obviously that's the damage there. And then advanced cruiser command bonus for speed and a bit more shield. It's definitely a shield tank. I'll show you that in a moment. And it's not got the fastest, it's not the slowest flight velocity. It's pretty good for a cruiser. There's nothing really special there. It's better than it's better than all the other cruisers that you can get. It's a faction cruiser. It is one of the best out there. It's a great joy to use. If you just look at the attributes, you can see with the shield, it's definitely a shield tank, and of course with the cruiser, advanced cruiser skill, you get a bonus to that shield. But basically it's at 20,000 defense. I'll show you my actual stats. Decent signature radius, decent scan resolution. I mean, it is a good ship. Fast, tanky, takes on pretty much everything that I've thrown at it. Yeah, I'm anxious about the T10s because I don't want to lose it. And I'll show you, well, if you go look at the videos, I've got all the tactics I use for doing the T6s, which are very straightforward in this ship. T8s so far have proven to be very straightforward into this ship, and you can grind them out pretty quick. There are still things I need to do, things I need to improve to make this ship better for me, and I'll show you the current fittings I've got. And once I've done the fittings, I'll take you through my skills that I've currently got so you can understand, because of course the numbers you get will vary according to your skills and of course what you fit to the ship. So at the moment I'm running at 573 DPS, 591 total with the drone. I do fight within drone range, so that is actually added rather than being somewhere I kite and the drone can't actually be functional. So I do have a functional DPS of 591. What I've got are obviously the pulse lasers. You can fit beam lasers. I do have a beam laser fit. If you use beam lasers, that figure drops by about 100 DPS. But the beam laser fit is much safer for storylines. Both are absolutely viable. I go for pulse lasers, so you're going to be in the middle of it and you'll be tanking it. Look at some of the videos I've got on the storylines and you get a good idea of what it is. But it's not bad. It runs an optimal range of just about 14 kilometers. A pretty rapid fall off, so you do have to orbit around the 14 kilometers. Some of the loot I've got from storylines is just selling, and a decent tracking speed. So the pulse lasers are great for that, so that's where your DPS comes from. In terms of low slots, this is what I'm using at the moment. Now you can change this up a little bit, because I'm running at the moment Caldari and Galente missions. I use 2 adaptive invulnerability fields. That's because especially Caldari missiles spread damage across all the resistances. So using reactive ones is pointless because they're not going to be reacting to anything, and 2 of these will give you a better boost. If I was going to go do something like a Mar, definitely a Mar, and if I was going to do Minmatar, I would probably switch to a reactive, and I've got a reactive for those if I want to do those. But at the moment I'm running the 2 adaptive invulnerability fields, give you good resistances, and that's running all the time. I have a medium shield booster, again blue, which gives you a decent shield boost amount. That I rarely run. I run it basically top my shields up when I hit about 50% of the shields on most missions. Because of the way I run them, I keep myself safe. I don't just throw myself into the middle of it. And so the shield booster there is just to back up, recharge the shields a bit to keep you in the fight, keep you going in the fight. I run a medium afterburner, absolute necessity with this ship. I'll show you in a moment the ship with everything activated, but I'm getting about 1400. I'm getting about 1400 kilometers a second. You can't get much higher without too much difficulty. That's to do with rigs and to do with skills. So at the moment, but 1400 allows me to effectively speed tank in the ship. And then of course I've got I've actually only got the basic heatsink, and this is something that's important. I'll go show you on the market as well. I don't know if I've got any heatsinks, but it's the issue of the damage bonus. The basic heatsink is the lowest faction loot heatsink, which improves, but every heatsink, even the blue heatsink, has a damage bonus of 5%. That's what it adds cold. When it's activated, that's the difference. And so this adds 8%, 8.03%. The damage bonus here is just as 5%. That doesn't change. And then of course you have activation time and reactivation delay on that heatsink. So if I just go show you on the market, weapon upgrades. So if I was to put a Mark 7 heatsink, see 5%, but the difference here is damage bonus 7.46%. So again 5% gets a better damage bonus. Activation time adjustments are different, so there are bonuses there. If I was to get the Judgment heatsink that's currently available, so you get an activation bonus and the damage bonus of 8.6%, but the base damage is still 5%. And then of course if I add the blue one, it's still 5%, but you get damage, so you get an extra about 1% when you're activating it, and it's slightly faster in the activation time adjustment. So those are the things that change, and of course it comes down to cost. If you're willing to spend 6 million on the seat, well, I am willing to spend that amount of money on it, because I don't know why there's a difference between these two prices. I'm going to go off here because they're the same thing. If you look at the stats, 5%, 9%, 4.5%, 400%, see 20 seconds. All these are identical. They're just from different areas. See, identical. But the Corpum is half the price. So in fact, while I'm here, we might as well just get one. So that's the difference, because if you buy the basic, I think you see it's significantly cheaper. I'm certainly not saying cheap out the ship, but I did spend a lot of money on setting the ship up. So I didn't mean to do that. Never mind. So at least you can see the effect of the heatsink. So the DPS was 57345, 576.40. So yeah, about 3 extra DPS for whatever that is. Works out 10 times the price, which is fine. As I said, it's not very expensive. Once you start grinding the story missions, that's fine. You could run multiples. You could put, certainly if T6s, I could put a second one on and get an extra boost. Of course, it would be a limited boost to remove one of these invulnerability shields would be an option. But yeah, I mean that's certainly there. That's the sort of DPS I'm getting with this ship. I'm sure people can get higher DPSs with higher skills, which I'll show you. And in terms of the mid slots, I have the Predator Stasis Weatherfire, which gives me an optimal range of 14.8, and that is very useful for the small ships, the frigates that used to come really fast at you, and they've nerfed those in the most recent patch. That just helps a little bit and helps apply damage. I put a guide target painter on. This again helps apply damage, basically, especially making the destroyers and the frigates. Well, it gives a 29% boost to the signature radius. It's not that huge on the frigates. It helps a little bit, and of course it helps with the destroyers, helps with the cruisers. So it just helps you apply damage a bit better, speeds you up. I'll come back. This is the mirror shield module. You can add this because you have the roll bonus that allows you to add it. This is a fuel-driven shield field, so I've got plasmoids I can put into the cargo hold and use this. It doesn't use any capacitor, which means it can run irrespective. What it would do is it would heal you and everyone within your. Sorry, it provides resistances to you and everyone within the field. So if you're in a fleet, when it's activated, you get 56% extra resistances, which is great. But the downside is you get a 500% signature radius adjustment. And in this ship, I just don't want that when I'm speed tanking, especially the larger, the battle cruisers and the battleships. That's just a huge downside to this module. So I've got it. If I wanted to put it on, I might have to put it on with T10s if I feel like I need it. I've not felt like I've needed it at the moment, so I don't particularly recommend it, but something you could have. Drone wise, I've got a Mark 5 Valkyrie on. This character is only T6, so I can't put the T7 drones on. I put the Valkyrie on because I had it, and also this is primarily a laser ship. Well, it's entirely a laser ship which cuts through enemy shields. I put the Valkyrie on just to help a bit with the armour, really, because that's where its damage profile is. Sorry. So you can see the damages that the armour and hull it applies better there. This is the big thing that I think helps this ship. I put a pure large energy Nosferatu on. This helps significantly with capacitor, running the shields and everything. Basically, I can run all the modules for quite a decent amount of time. It transfers 219 gigajoules back into my cap every 10 seconds and has an optimal range of 18 kilometers, which works with my Pulse Lase Fit, which has an optimal range of 14 kilometers, and I generally orbit at 13. If I put on my beams, then my optimal range is 24 kilometers, but with the accuracy fall off, I know my energy Nosferatu is still sucking cap. So that is fitted. The problem is the power grid requirement is huge, 708 megawatts, but it's not really designed for a cruiser. but you can fit it. You see I've still got some power grid left over, and I'll show you how I do that. In terms of offense, I've actually got 26,000 EHP cold. Those are my cold resistances, so it's pretty decent. Capacitor wise, I'm not cap stable, but I'm not far off it. As I said, it's 20 minutes for the capacitor to run out if I run everything, and generally I'm not running the shield because I'm not taking that much damage. I use that to top it up, so generally I can stay in the fight for a very long time without having significant problems, and my speed is 331, again cold without the afterburner, and that part, these are the rigs I'm using. I've got laser collision accelerator 3, and then 2 burst aerators, which activation time, because that's I understand the best combination. I've not done the maths. There's plenty of other YouTubers who have, so that's a recommendation. I'm going to trust them with that. And then I've got the 2, so basically 2 activation aerators and 1 damage aerator for just pure DPS boost in the bottom. I've not decided to put any extra tank there. And then I've got to fit an ancillary power grid 2. That's the only way I can get the appear module onto this ship, is to boost the power grid using this. Now that might be possible with upping the cruiser skills, which I'll show you in a moment, but at the moment that's what I've needed. And then I'm running a CCC2 and a semiconductor memory 2. We've got to remember that these ships are laser ships. Lasers are the biggest drain weapon-wise on capacitors, and I fitted this all so that I can get as close to cap stable as possible, so that I can run loads of modules and stay in the fight, because my aim is to do missions as quickly as possible. So that's the fit I'm running. In part, all of this course is dictated by skills. So as you can see, I'm training advanced medium laser operation, which is the last level 5, which is the last one to get myself a little bit. So that'll give me a boost to my damage and my tracking speed. So I will get the boost I get from this. I'll go from 8% to 10%, so I'll get a little bit of percentage boost, and I'll get the boost from the roll bonuses with the ship. So that should improve my DPS significantly. But of course, that's 8 days away because that's the level 5 skill, and it just takes forever to train, and I've been putting it off. So you can just see in the weapon skills, I've got medium laser 5. That'll be as soon as that's 5, I can open up the expert, and I'll do the first 3 levels of expert quite quickly. My medium laser upgrade is 4 and 4. That does need to come up. Of course, the upgrade gives me damage bonuses as well, so once that comes up, I will gain significant damage bonuses as well as I come up on that. And the same for the advanced, so I could get more DPS. So that's effectively the weapon skills. So there's still more DPS to be squeezed out of this ship by a decent margin, I would have thought. Bear in mind that I've got to remind people I'm only T6. I'm not long till my T7 level up time, which won't make a huge difference with this ship, but it will allow me to do other things with this alt. And then the other big bonus you get, of course, cruise command. I'm 5'4", so again I get a little bit more cruise once I've added on cruise command 5, which again will take a huge amount of time. I'll get bonuses with that, and that's something else that will improve. Navigation wise, I'm 5'4" on Afterburner. Again, I can improve my Afterburner skills to get better speed. You could swap out capacitor rigs to put in some sort of rigs to deal with speed. I forgot what they're called, but the rigs that improve dynamic fuel valve, I think. Whichever ones improve fuel, improve your speed. I've completely forgotten what they are. that will give you better speed. Maintenance technology, my shield operation is 5.3, shield hardening 5.3. Again, those things are important for this ship because you are a shield tank. Cruiser defense upgrade, I'm 4.4. Again, so all of these stats I've got at the moment will improve, can be improved as my skills go up. My aim is I will continue, because I'm not going to go into battle cruisers onto when I'm at Tech 7 with this character, because I'm just doing this, and once it reaches Tech 8, which will be a mile away, I will be looking at getting a faction battleship to run the storylines. And then a lot of electronics are quite important as well. Cruiser engineering is 4.4. Again, if I up this, of course, it increases my power grid. That might allow me to drop eventually the rig for the power grid, so I can run the Appear energy NOS on it. So it's quite a big jump between 4 and 5, so I will eventually do that and see if I can take that off, which then will free up another slot to potentially put in thruster boosting rigs, which will improve this ship. Electronic systems, you should do electronic warfare because this increases both the capacity need for the webs, but also increases your Nosferatu range. So I do recommend that you do at least electronic warfare. It doesn't have the same benefits in advanced, and I'm not using these modules, so I've only just done the electronic warfare. And again, I haven't done any of the others for this. Targeting, I'm only up 4 on targeting. I should actually up that eventually, so I can actually add extra targets. So I may take that on the advanced to 2. That's quite quick. Just helps doing the missions. So those are the skills. That's why my stats. You will get better or worse according to what skills you've got, which is something to look at. So the last thing to do is just to undock the ship. Yep, Vegeta, so it's pretty crowded, but if I just activate everything, go back into here, we can see my defense shot up to almost 40,000 shield points, and those are my resistances on the shield, which, as I said, I run Caldari and Galente at the moment, which really helps. It'd be pretty good against Minmatar as well. Amar, not so great. You can run them, they just take a bit more effort, and it's not worth it. You see my capacitor has dropped now to 10 minutes. Running everything. If I run it all, generally you'll eat into the cap. It's this shield. Everything else I can generally run pretty quickly. As you see, it's the shield that makes a big difference to the capacitor, and my navigation, as you see, is 40 and 40 with the Afterburner running. So, I mean, that's the Phantasm. As I said, absolutely fantastic ship. Only going to get better as my skills improve and I can change some of the rigs around. But that's where I'm currently at. And so you can see it run. I've got a load of other videos showing it running various missions. And if you like this, give me a like, leave me a comment. Subscribe is absolutely fantastic if you're liking the videos. Thank you very much for all the people who've been supporting so far. Thank you very much.